Hi there, Lynn here again with two more tips to help you and your team members get the very most out of your coaching conversations. And today we're on tip number 3 and tip number 4. So tip number 3, coaching is not all about models, tools or techniques. Now, you might have learnt the GROW model or the T-GROW model or OSCAR or CLEAR or any number of coaching models. You may have hundreds of tools and techniques in your toolbox. All of these can be really helpful to us, particularly when we're starting out with our coaching skills. But ultimately, they matter much less than the relationship and rapport you have with your team member, your ability to listen to what is being said as well as what is not being said, and your ability to help them look below the surface or beyond the presenting issue. I'm a coach supervisor, and I once worked with someone who'd learned lots of NLP techniques. He came to me in one session and he said, I tried this tool with my clients and it didn't work. I tried that one and that didn't work either. So he was getting really frustrated. Now, I hate to think how many tools he would have tried before she gave up or he did. So remember, it's about creating the environment for the conversation to work. It's about listening. It's about asking questions that really help your coachee or team member to think. If you're too worried about whether you're on the R or the O of the GROW model, your listening is diminished. Now, if you're thinking this all sounds like it takes up far too much time, you're going to love tip number 4, which is you can coach in 10 minutes. Yay. You can coach in an hour, you can coach all day. You can also coach in 10 minutes. We're all familiar with those "have you got a minute" phone calls or conversations that end up taking half an hour or longer out of your day. If you're allowing yourself to be constantly interrupted like this, you probably need to think about the boundaries that you might need to create. Having said that, you can have a coaching conversation very quickly that honours your time and helps your team member move forward. It can work something like this. Team member says, have you got a minute? Then, assuming you do have a little bit of time, you can say something like, yep, I've got 10 minutes right now. Can you tell me briefly what you need? And hopefully your team member will respond briefly, but as we know, it's not always that brief. Anyway, however they respond, your response is then, so given we've got 10 minutes, what's the most useful thing we can do together in that time to help you move forward? Result, team member decides what they need to do first and you leave without that monkey. But what if it's a massive or urgent issue, you say? It really doesn't matter. Unless it really can't wait, you've helped them to do one thing to get moving. And you can get together again when you have more time. So that's our 2 coaching conversation tips for you for today.